Elizabeth Storrs, Chair of the Historical Novel Society Australasia, and I'm thrilled to welcome you to this virtual broadcast of the long list announcement for the inaugural ARA Historical Novel Prize. I'd like to begin by acknowledging the traditional owners of the countries throughout Australia and recognising their continuing connection to land, water and culture. I also pay my respects to elders past, present and emerging. And to the peoples of New Zealand, I say sincerely, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa. Today is a day for celebration. HNSA was established to promote the reading and writing and publishing of historical fiction in Australia and New Zealand. Our motto is, let's make a noise about historical fiction, and I think we certainly have achieved this with the inauguration of the ARA Historical Novel Prize. The award is a realisation of a shared vision with the ARA Group. Together we sought to raise the profile of the genre and ensure authors are proud to call their novel historical fiction, due to literary merit, depth of research and reader appeal. HNSA is entirely grateful to the generosity of Edward Fetterman, the Managing Director of the ARA Group. With Edward's support, we have had the opportunity to introduce a prize designed to give historical novelists an opportunity to be recognised in a class of their own. Not only that, the ARA Historical Novel Prize offers the most significant prize money for any genre-based award in Australia and New Zealand. We also owe our gratitude to our dedicated judges, including the chair of the judging panel, Fennell, who you'll hear from today. And I must say an enormous thank you to Sophie Masson and the staff of the New England Writers' Centre for the huge job of administering the entries. From a personal perspective, historical fiction provides enlightenment, entertainment, and a chance to escape. The judges have performed a wonderful job in selecting a long list that demonstrates the true diversity of the genre and its innate ability to explore bygone eras, illuminate new interpretations, and transport readers into an authentic and compelling reimagining of the past. I'd now like to hand over to Edward Fetterman of the ARA Group to explain why he believes so passionately in fostering literature and in particular historical fiction. He also has some exciting news.
Today I'm standing in the beautiful Shakespeare Room in the State Library of New South Wales, and I would like to acknowledge the Gadigal people of the ARA Nation upon whose lands we are meeting today, and pay my respects to their elders, past, present, and emerging. It is a pleasure to be here today to participate in the announcement of the long list of the inaugural ARA Historical Novel Prize. I want to thank the Historical Novel Society Australasia for partnering with ARA to make this very special literary prize become a reality. Specific thanks to Elizabeth Storrs, Historical Novel Society Chair, Diane Murray of the Historical Novel Society, and the extraordinary panel of judges led by its chair, Fennell. Our company, the ARA Group, and myself are very committed to supporting the arts and literature. We do this in a number of ways. As a principal partner of the Sydney Writers' Festival, as a principal partner of the National Institute of Dramatic Art, as a principal partner of the Monkey Bar Theatre, as a sponsor of the Historical Novel Society's biennial conferences, and now as a sponsor of this very significant literary prize. We are blessed with many extremely talented writers in Australia and New Zealand. I am very proud that ARA is able to fund this literary prize. We recognize that funding for the arts is at a premium, particularly in this period of the pandemic we are living in today. We were overwhelmed with the interest in this award, demonstrated by the 185 entrants and the high quality of their submissions. Consequently, I'm delighted to announce an increase in the value of the prize money from $30,000 to $60,000, with $50,000 going to the winner of the prize and $5,000 each to the remaining two shortlisted authors. I have had a love of literature beginning in my childhood as soon as I learned to read, and I remain a voracious reader today. I have fond memories of going to the town library, which was a classic fieldstone building built in 1888, every Saturday to check out books to read for the following week. It is a dream come true for me to see the logo of ARA on these highly regarded historical novels chosen to be on the long list of the ARA Historical Novel Prize. Thank you to all the authors who submitted their novels to be considered for this award. It is our hope that this new annual literary prize will motivate our writers in Australia and New Zealand to continue penning great historical novels that take the reader to times and places in the past. Now I am very proud to hand over to Linda Fennell, the chair of the judging panel, to announce the long list of the ARA Historical Novel Prize.
Thank you, Ed. It's a privilege to be one of the judges for the inaugural ARA Historical Novel Prize. This is an important prize, recognising a significant literary genre. Historians can tell us what happened in the past. Historical novelists can tell us how that might have felt. That act of empathy the historical novelist performs is one of the ways we can understand the past, and in doing so, not only better understand our present, but imagine the future. It is tremendous to see the breadth and quality of historical fiction being written and published in Australia and New Zealand, and to see it being celebrated with such a generous prize as this. My thanks and salutations to my fellow judges. To Paula Morris, award-winning historical novelist, academic, and founder of the Academy of New Zealand Literature. To Kirsty Murray, award-winning historical novelist, Creative Fellow of the State Library of Victoria and AsiaLink Literature Resident in India. And to Colin Falconer, best-selling author of over 24 novels of historical fiction translated across 23 languages. The response to the call out for entries was, it's fair to say, far greater than anyone anticipated. We assessed 185 books in total. Entries ranged from children's and young adult fiction to historical romance, family sagas, historical fantasy and literary fiction. They came from multinational publishers, independents, small presses and self-publishers. They came as hard copies, as Mobi and EPUB files and as PDFs. Our reading took us not only into the histories of Australia and New Zealand, but to such places as China, Ireland, the Soviet Union, France, England, the United States, New Guinea, the Caribbean, the Middle East, Greece and South America. There were many, many fine novels submitted. It does indeed feel we are in a golden age for historical fiction. So how did we assess such a cornucopia of riches? In accordance with the prize guidelines, books were assessed against 4 criteria. The most important was excellence in writing. If a novel did not meet that threshold, it was set aside. Those that did were then scored for depth of historical research, reader appeal, and format and design. It was a fiendishly challenging exercise. But it also encompassed the excitement of discovering great writing, of being introduced to history I hadn't known, and of seeing new light shed on familiar stories. I believe you will find all these qualities are reflected in the long-listed titles, and it's now my pleasure to introduce them to you. The books and authors in the long list for the inaugural ARA Historical Novel Prize are Master of My Fate by Sienna Brown. From slavery in Jamaica to transportation to New South Wales, Sienna Brown's novel is an eloquent story of determination and hope, steeped in colonial history. Bodies of Men by Nigel Featherstone. Set during and after the Second World War, this is a tender and beautifully written love story that challenges ideas about fathers and sons, masculinity and war. Shepherd by Catherine Jinks. Shepherd is a powerful evocation of brutality in rural New South Wales during the 1840s, told in the unsentimental voice of a young poacher transported for life. Jinks has crafted a taut and compelling work of historical fiction. Stone Sky Gold Mountain by Mirandi Rewo. Mirandi Rewo recreates the experiences of 2 Chinese siblings struggling to survive on the North Queensland goldfields in 1877. Richly imagined and eloquently expressed, Stone Sky Gold Mountain powerfully depicts a past too rarely portrayed in Australian fiction. The Electric Hotel by Dominic Smith.
From the Lumiere brothers' first demonstrations of moving pictures in Paris to early American movie houses and the battlefields of World War I, this is a prodigiously researched journey through the birth of cinema and one man's doomed obsession with his muse. Damascus by Christos Chalkos. Visceral and immersive, Damascus delivers a flesh and blood Paul of Tarsus, placing him within his historical period, a time of slavery and violence when Christianity was a minor sect in a pagan world. The Dictionary of Lost Words by Pip Williams. In her character's observations and later role in the creation of the Oxford English Dictionary, Pip Williams elegantly demonstrates the unconscious biases in how language is codified. Set at the time of women's suffrage movement in England, it reclaims and celebrates women's language. The Yield by Tara June Winch. Bringing together Indigenous Australian history, the Wiradjuri language, the tragedy of dispossession and its consequences, The Yield is a powerful elegy for what has been lost and a testament to the strength of what survives. Congratulations to all the long-listed authors. The shortlist will be announced on the 28th of October and the winner will be announced on 10 November. Thank you for joining us for this very special event.